Good morning, precious people. Here we are together. It's another fresh day. It's Sunday. And I'm so thankful for your irreplaceable light and the wisdom and experience that you bring into the world. So today is a gift and it's filled with possibility. So let's open it with kindness and curiosity. And remember, we're still growing and learning, all of us. So grab your nearest drink. I have two to choose from today. I put my little brain juice in this water bottle today. It's still not completely melted. So let's do some water, guys. I hope you had your water this morning. When you wake up, before your feet hit the floor even, you can have your water next to your bed. Take a good cup, like 8 ounces of water. Go brush your teeth, go to the restroom, then do another cup of water before you even start thinking about your morning coffee. It's really good. It just jumpstarts your system. It gets your wake-up hormones going. Even though you think the coffee does, there was some science where you should delay your morning coffee for 90 minutes after waking, but do 2 cups of water right away. And not big glasses like this. This is a huge tumbler. That's like 24 ounces or something. Not this, but two just regular cups of water is really good for you first thing in the morning. But let's check in with ourselves. Let's do a deep breath. I'm feeling great. I already know with my breath in my skin, it's going to come back negative for distractions and pain. So I hope yours does too. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I was feeling good. Sometimes you have to, well, it's funny when I took the deep breath and I let it out, I was like, ooh, I have a tiny little twinge in my back. Then I relaxed fully into like breathing out. and it just relaxed it away. I was like, oh, I almost had a little stress or a little something. Sometimes for me, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but sometimes for me, something will happen. Someone will cut me off in traffic or honk at me for what I felt was no reason. And that'll stay with me. And it'll like eat my back up. I don't know how to explain it. Like I'll get these little in my back when I'm worried about something or when something's happened that I'm upset about. Also, when I'm stressed out, I'll do this so I can feel something in my shoulders. People hold their stress in different areas of their body. I do, excuse me, my back and my neck. I know a lot of people get tension headaches, like up here. Sometimes I'll feel something up here or in my chest. I'll be like, ooh, I don't know how you flex your chest muscles to where there's like pain or soreness in your chest. But some people can do that. I wanted to talk about something today because so much has been happening in the news, actually, just not even recently, constantly. And I've talked about it before, that the news is designed to grab your attention, to create fear even. It's how they get it. Even negative engagement for them is what they want. They want eyeballs on their product because that drives traffic for their advertisers to make money. So even not just because of the thing in Iran right now, or the Epstein files, or the tariffs being refunded, all of the stuff's happening that is bigger than ourselves, bigger than our control. Like there's nothing I can do to make the tariffs stay. I thought that was a great idea. I feel like reciprocal tariffs on other countries, charge them what they're charging us, was a brilliant idea. Somehow, some judge is like, nope, nope, we can't make tariff money. Only other countries can make tariff money on us. And we're always everyone's piggy bank. And so all that is so overwhelming. So I want to combat that with what's called shelter in connection. All this stuff seems to be happening. We're in fear, we're in free fall, we're under attack. Things are bigger than us. We have no control over. So, all the big things happening outside our sphere of influence may drive us into our own micro community. That was my thought today. So I had Gemini kind of help me expand that thought, where when everything's so big and awful and you just can't manage it, like our human way to handle that is to create these smaller communities where we have more influence, our sphere of influence. I've been using that word a lot lately. So, that term. Given today's news landscape, I've selected a topic that highlights a very human phenomenon. Well, there's a lot of heavy global news right now. There's a fascinating, quiet little trend emerging. It's called micro communities. It's a psychological defense mechanism against global uncertainty. So, shelter in connection, and it's in quotation marks. So it may be a new phenomenon that's widely recognized when it's like in a quotation mark like that. The world feels increasingly volatile while humans are suddenly obsessed, which is why humans are suddenly obsessed with this hyper-local micro-community. Let's look at the psychology behind why we're retreating from the global stage to find meaning in the small things around us. So today is March 8th, and if you've looked at the headlines today, you've seen alerts from the Middle East, soaring oil prices, shifting global tensions, and it's a lot. But tucked away inside the lifestyle and science sections of your local newspaper, it's a different story. The surge in like local singing groups, neighborhood tool and book libraries, and community-led festivals. Today we're exploring why, when the world feels like it's falling apart, our instinct is to grab our neighbor and start a garden or a book club or something. We call it the shelter in connection effect. So I wanted to bring up this fun thing that I just read about. It's Amsterdam has these singing circles, and they have it for different groups, but the one I really love is the one with, they're meant for people with dementia or to provide memory support. So it's called Concertgebouw Singing Circle. It's run by a former opera singer, and these monthly sessions provide a supportive musical environment for people with dementia, brain injuries, or memory issues in the Mirror Hall. It focuses on enhancing brain activity, emotional connection, and community. Yeah, I Googled it. I just thought that was so sweet. I read research before that if someone stutters and they sing, the stutter is gone. So there's something about singing that your brain connections are like pre-programmed. They're strengthened, like because you sing the same tune, you sing the same words. Your whole life, you have these songs you've been singing. I was singing a song the other day my mom sang to me called You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. I remember going to preschool. I must have been 3 or 4, and her singing that song to me, and I thought it was the most amazing, perfect song. I thought she made it up for me. And later on, I realized everyone knows that song, but I remember being this little girl and being like, my mom loves me so much. She made this song about the sunshine for me. I thought that was funny. But like I was singing that song again this last week while I was doing some work at the place where I volunteer, and I was singing to myself. I don't know. It's just some sort of comforting repetition, some pathway in your brain that's so strengthened. Doesn't matter if you have dementia, you have a stuttering issue. It's like that thing is so programmed and it's so comforting. So I love it. This thing going on in up in Amsterdam, I think that's great. So the point of that, pointing that out, is that while the big news is about conflict and macroeconomics, the human news is more about collaboration and hyper-local things happening. People are increasingly checking out of this infinite scroll of global chaos. If you are experiencing anxiety, stress in your life, and you're scrolling a lot in the news, really look at that and take a little siesta. Today's a Sabbath day. Take a Sabbath day from scrolling. If you can, dial it back. Let's see. Yeah, if you can just focus on your own community, the things happening in your neighborhood, and improving each other's lives, you will find so much benefit in that. So the psychology behind it, it's called Tend and Befriend. So you've already heard of the fight or flight. When it's an attack or you feel out of control, you can fight it or just run away, and that increases the cortisol in your body, which is not healthy for you. But psychology gives us this other term and other outlet called Tend and Befriend. Originally identified by Dr. Shelley Taylor, this suggests that under high stress, humans, especially those in caretaking roles, seek to protect their offspring or whoever's around them, and reduce the risk by joining forces with a social group. That's right. Go find a ladies group. Go find a prayer group. Church is really good for making these connections and getting involved in community groups. Sorry, my nose. Yeah, it's so good for you. It's so good for your brain, and it reduces that cortisol. It's like the total opposite of the fight or flight is the tend and befriend. Take care of somebody around you. Really helps you out. So the brain filter component of this, it brings in the concept of a cognitive load. When we can't fix the global economy, our brain looks for that win it can control. If fixing a neighbor's fence or joining the community choir provides that dopamine hit that counteracts the cortisol of the morning news, or just the constant. I know it's a constant. As soon as something happens, every single news outlet is broadcasting it. Your phone's beeping, your Instagram feed. If you haven't curated it, you can get all that negativity in your environment. This is a great way to counteract that. So, how do we do this today? How do you apply this micro community into your life? So it's not about ignoring the world. It's about imagining or managing your perceptual filter, what you're perceiving. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the macro, pivot to the micro. This is where the 2-minute rule of social connection comes into play. If you remember my 2-minute rule of avoiding putting tasks on your to-do list, just if it takes 2 minutes, do it now. This is a 2-minute rule of social connection. It's sending a text, an email. It's saying, if I go outside my house at any time during the day, there's always people walking up and down the street. We have a very active dog walking, kids in the street kind of neighborhood. I could walk outside and just say hello to somebody. So if you're in a place like that, if you can walk down the street and just chit chat with the neighbor. I have lots of neighbors just out in their yards all the time. So 2 minutes to make a social connection. So the motivating factor behind these local movements isn't fear, it's agency. It's the control you can have on your direct environment, the people, the space, the environments around you. I actually was asking AI today also, giving it a lot of ideas of things I want to talk about. And one of them is like, how can we make positive changes, measurable changes in our communities? Like, I just need ideas. I saw trash on the street in my community the other day, and I was like, who would throw their trash out their window? I mean, this is our community. We all take care of it. So in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if I could start some sort of like community gathering where we just talk about these sort of things, like the broken window effect. I want to talk about that too. When you see trash, pick it up. Don't just leave it, because it contributes to more trash. It contributes to the idea that your community is not worth working for and keeping clean. People letting their lawns go into disrepair, people letting their dog just poop and leave it behind. It degrades the community. It just does. So I want to figure out something for my own community eventually here, some way to connect with the neighbors. Yeah. So that's taking agency. That's taking control over your direct surrounding, your micro community. We can't stop a war, but we can make sure the person 3 doors down isn't eating lunch alone, being alone in their home. So this agency is the ultimate psychological anchor in this tossing wind of news and drama and negativity. So anyway, I hope you are able to find your micro community today. I know there's community centers. They have art classes. The library always has things you can do. Mine specifically has a gardening club. I want to join when I get a chance. I don't know. Today's Sunday. Won't you take some time for yourself? Take some time to connect. Turn off the news. Even though this podcast is kind of like based on what's happening in the news, I'm trying to pick news stories to help drive my topics, but sometimes it's just overwhelming. Sometimes I just don't even want to look at the news, because what can I do? What can I do? The people are dying in Iran. There's control, influence by other nations on the United States that I do not like. A lot of talk about Armageddon and the end times. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. And it creates a lot of stress and fear, uncertainty. But what you can control is your connection with your neighbor, your connection with the moms group. So I hope you get out there. I just appreciate you listening to this, and we can all do our part and make everything better around us. Really, you can make your community better. Go ahead and leave a thought on anything that sparked a thought. Just know every day is a chance to learn something new and grow and become more of the wonderful person you are. So the world is better with your light in it. Thanks for sharing time with me today. I just want to help. I think we all have the same vibe. We want to improve anything we can. So have a good day. Bye, precious ones.